we got some shit to get into here. So first off, Pinterest is fixed. That's the first piece of news here. We also got a Blizzard interview coming out where Blizzard talks about how they're feeling about add-ons. Also, Blizzard dropped a timeline for the first time that I remember about upcoming class tuning throughout about the early part of the Midnight expansion. So we can see now when we're expecting to get class tuning changes going forward. And the new animated short from Arator. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to react to it live. Should be a good one. So let's just jump straight in. As I mentioned before, the Pinterest issue is now fixed. So Pinterest had an issue where they were banning WoW players for using the Pinterest tool, which is actually freaking hilarious. People were getting, evidently, their accounts completely destroyed on Pinterest for posting WoW shit via the Pin-O-Matic toy, and now that's been fixed. So Blizzard re-enabled the Pin-O-Matic. Your accounts should be reinstated on Pinterest, and you should be able to continue to post your player housing shit on Pinterest, because we all know you're a millennial kid who will never purchase a home in real life. Also, visiting friends and neighborhoods might be something you want to do before these neighborhood endeavors switch over. So neighborhood endeavors, you guys know, going through the neighborhoods and doing the quests and shit. So every neighborhood was able to pick their own thing if it was a guild or a community neighborhood. One really cool thing about that, if you're a horde decor, you could actually go to other neighborhoods and purchase stuff with your coupons for other endeavors that were selected. So you can actually go around, technically, and find every endeavor done in every other neighborhood and buy all the shit, even though your neighborhood was only able to select one endeavor at a time. So for anybody who wants to do that, you should go do it quickly before all those endeavors reset and everybody moves on to the next set. Also, if your neighborhood did finish the endeavor, make sure you collect the end of endeavor rewards. This is actually a little cash that you'll found next to your little community hub board. If you didn't do that yet, you're going to miss out on a bunch of housing XP and community coupons. So make sure you go ahead and do that. I wasn't aware of this. I may have picked it up by accident, but if you haven't, head over to your neighborhood and click on the little treasure box there and get your shit. Just kind of the same way a trading post works. Go get the shit from the little cache there. Moving on to some more important shit. Looking forward to no add-ons. Blizzard feels really good about the no add-ons changes, and they want you to feel good too. In a recent interview with Dylan Barker, the game designer and lead encounter designer at World of Warcraft, he talked about how we're going to be expecting some really cool stuff coming out of Midnight thanks to the world of no more add-ons. That's right. So he went on to say in this interview, let's say that in Mythic Plus scenarios, what mixes of trash we're suggesting is reasonable for all players to pull up until the number of creatures we expect them, it makes it unmanageable. So they're talking about redoing how we do Mythic Plus because they know we don't have add-ons anymore. So they're actually talking about making shit easier. Overall, I think we're going to see much easier mechanics to do in the post, add-on world where you got computational add-ons telling us shit, trivializing a bunch of mechanics. They don't got to worry about that anymore. They know the player is experiencing the game as intended now. So going through these Mythic Plus dungeons, they said the group polls should be easier, the group comps should be easier. So going into that, overall, Mythic Plus should be easier. But not only that, I've been talking about this for quite a while. Raiding is going to be much cooler, guys. Dylan went on to say, I think there are a couple of mechanics and raids for this opening tier that are possible in Midnight that might not have been possible in the recent past. And we're able to challenge players via puzzle and communication and coordination strategies more. So no more, just bosses filled with swirly mechanics and tons of bullets. What he's saying here is they don't think that ramping up difficulty should just be adding more swirlies and more bullets at players. They want to ramp up difficulty by making things more challenging in terms of coordination and communication. So that means we're going to get new mechanics, new styles of boss fights. We're going to see all new things coming in these raids, which is, to me, really exciting and something I've been calling for quite a while now. Like they said here in this article, Race to World First, these teams had programmers actually on their teams working on programming add-ons live during the Race to World First to overcome mechanics. If you need programmers to overcome mechanics, then the game is broken. That just seems like, as a man of the people, that's not an of the people thing at all. How many people can afford to have a fucking programmer sitting next to them getting ready for a boss fight? None of us. So moving forward, this game is more for the people. Right, for the layman's people who want to get into mythic, raids, who want to get into heroic raids and do the mechanics, as intended. Just from the game, you pay your sub, you can do this shit. And that's really good to see, and that's why I've been saying for a long time mechanics like that have been ruined by add-ons. So getting rid of add-ons, we should see some really cool stuff. At the end here, Dylan went on to say, it's cool because the way that gets harder for normal to heroic to mythic is not we shoot more bullets at you. It is harder on communication access and a coordination access. So yeah, becoming more coordinated. Obviously, we do all these raids on stream. Our communication's S tier, right? We all talk to each other. We all know what we're doing on this stream for sure. So we're going to be able to do these mechanics no problem. And what's cool about it is, yes, interacting with your raid. Of course, that's what you want to see. You're in there with 25 other people, right? Hopefully 40 people one day. I hope they bring back 40-man raids one day. But besides the point, you're in there with other people, communicating, coordinating, doing shit. You know, you got groups split up. You're doing things right. So stream carries you. Unbelievable comment. That's fake lore, Kale Sauce. How dare you? But going through mechanics, yes, it should be more coordination heavy and less so computational heavy. And I think that's what we're going to see going forward. I'm excited to see these tiers of raids. I'm excited to see this next season of Mythic Plus. I think it's going to be very different from the flavors of shit that we've been getting lately. Moving on. You're going to be getting new talents, guys. We all know that. Midnight's launching, and you're going to be getting these Apex talents. I just kind of wanted to go through it again real quick. Apex talents are supposed to be the S tier, you know, the big finale to your talent tree. These things are going to take 4 talents to fill up. You can see it right here, a big node, and they're supposed to kind of change the way your game plays, almost like a cool tier set bonus, right? You guys remember when tier set bonuses used to change up your rotation? Well, that's what these things are supposed to do. They're supposed to be rotation changing end game mechanics for us all, and we're going to get into Apex talents. This article right here actually has a breakdown of every single class's and specs Apex talents. I'll link this in the chat and down below for you guys. You guys can check out your specific class's Apex talents, check out what they're all about, and think about maybe how they're going to change the game for you, because everybody's game is going to play a little bit differently once we fill out these Apex talent trees. Moving on to this one. This is an interesting one. I don't remember Blizzard ever doing this recently, but we have basically a timeline of class tuning and upcoming class tuning dates. So Blizzard released this one to give us kind of a breakdown of when they're planning to do the next round of class tuning. And first of all, it looks like we're not getting another set of class tuning changes until the launch of Season 1 on March 17th. So for now, your class is, the way it's playing is the way it's going to play at the launch of Midnight. So going through that, kind of learning your rotations, learning how it's feeling. At the launch of Season 1, they'll go through another round of class tuning. And then finally on March 24th, when Mythic Raid drops and Mythic Keystones drop, they will do another round of class tuning. Now, they'll do another one when the March of Quell Danas, which is the final raid that will be opening up in these 3 raid tier, launches on March 31st. They did say that the March 24th and 31st class tunings will be a little bit more tame. They don't want to change too much. They understand that there'll be Race to World First going on and stuff like that. They don't want to change things while that's all going on in a big way that could affect the Race to World First. So the big set of class tuning will probably be on March 17th. If there's anything that needs to be addressed big time, that'll happen then. And then March 24th and 31st, you'll see a little bit more class tuning. Beyond that, you'll get kind of your post-launch of all the raids and Mythic, Race to World First and all that. On April 7th, you'll kind of get a final round of class tuning there. So, interesting thing for Blizzard to do here in this blue post. They went through and gave us basically your full-on timeline for when we can expect class tuning going forward. I like this. I think this is good because it kind of allows you to settle in, understand that how long your class is going to play the way it currently plays. And if you're upset with your class, it also gives you dates on when you can expect those things to change. So this is the nice thing from Blizzard. Again, they've been more open and honest with us about a lot of things, so I appreciate kind of this open dialogue they've been having with us about how things are going to happen going forward. And finally here, we have some extra t-shirts, okay, guys? You want some class t-shirts? Blizzard released some class t-shirts on the store here. If you're interested in any of these, I think they're like 30-something bucks. I'll just click on the mage one right here. And let's see what this is all about. Yeah, $32 for your class t-shirts. If you guys want these, I typically don't talk about stuff in the WoW store, but I thought these were kind of cool if you want them. They also kind of look like something anyone could make at their own house. But yeah, there you go, new class t-shirts. And finally, I wanted to get into this because I think this is really cool, and I've been talking about this for a little while now, but this final questline for Arator, if you don't know, Arator is essentially acting as a final zone, or another zone, I should say, in the quest line, right, for your to hit cap level. So we're going to have our new zones opening up, but at the same time, one of these zones essentially that you're going to go through is the open old world with Arator. So you'll go on a journey with Arator as you venture through the old world. We'll be going to old places and new places. It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited to go through this because it really does open up the entirety of Azeroth to the quest line. Part of Arator's journey will take us back to Scarlet Monastery, Light's Hope Chapel, Hammerfall. We'll even end up back in the old world of Blackrock Mountain. So this is really cool. I was a lore buff and somebody who really loves lore. I'm excited to go back to these old lands and explore new stories in them. I think this is something really cool that Blizzard's doing in Midnight, and I'm excited to go back and do it for sure. Now, one really cool thing about Arator is the entire time he's going through all this, you're going to fight against some old enemies. Obviously, we're going back to the Scarlet Monastery. You're going to be fighting against the Scarlets. You're going to be dealing with this whole thing about the light, and is it good, truly, and dealing with his father's old legacy and everything. So a lot of really cool stuff, I think, is going to come out of this quest line, and it is going to feel like we're going on an adventure. One thing we're going to get at the end of this quest line, too, is a really cool new updated charger, the relinquished Scarlet Charger. So this would be pretty cool. Paladins are also getting an up-res version of this mount, so pretty nice stuff. I'm excited to do this, and Blizzard's really leaning into Arator. They released a fully new cutscene cinematic thing, this animated stuff they've been doing. The last one was absolutely unbelievable. One of the coolest things I've seen out of Blizzard in a long time. This one from Arator, haven't watched it yet, about to watch it now, give you my live react. Let's jump in here and see what our Arator, Sons of the Two Worlds animation is all about here from World of Warcraft. Have not seen this. Pre-watched, yeah.
We'll return before you know it, Arator.
Love this animation style.
Again, Aunt Verisa, thank you for this.
My pleasure, Arator. I used to do your mother's war paint.
Oh, Verisa did his tattoos.
Were born warriors. I was not. But why this design? You know your father's going to hate this.
I've always felt like part of me was missing. Always felt divided between worlds. With a father who served the light, and a mother who chose to embrace the void.
Son of light and shadow.
Do you remember when we went to Stormwind to see them? I felt her love. And I never forgot that feeling. That longing.
And it broke my heart. I thought you would be happier in Dalaran until...
Oh shit, the Scourge? No way.
Your Aunt Sylvanas.
Holy
That's
shit.
not who she was.
He's commanding Sylvanas.
I saw her pain. I wanted to save her.
There's nothing you could have done. We nearly lost everything. So we found refuge where you would know your people and quell the loss.
Orthamar. Training him is badass.
You can do better than that. Again.
Lorthamar worked me to the bone.
Damn, these animations are cool.
And though I learned much from him, Lady Liadrin was a greater challenge. Why haven't we just rebuilt the Sunwell, Liadrin? I could help if you would just show me how to use the light.
No! You must stop asking me to. There is much about me, about my people, that you cannot understand, Arator.
Because of my human blood. She was right. I realized then I would not find what I sought in Quel'Thalas. I knew only half of who I was.
Man went on an adventure.
So I
Gotta
traveled
love
to
it.
Stormwind to become a paladin of the Alliance.
I love these
Walk
animations.
the path my father had. To find my true self among his
It's an
people.
outland. Holy shit.
I learned their way with the light and lived up to my father's legacy. Still, I yearned for something.
The way he used the light.
When I finally found my parents, I thought we could be a family. That I had found what I sought.
Arator?
We were there for this in the quest line. Back in Legion.
And yet, I still don't understand. Why did you never come home to me?
I'm sorry, my son. It was our duty. There was a war to fight. But just look at what you have become in our absence.
I needed you.
Oh, my precious son. We longed for you. We fought so that you would survive. So that our world would survive.
I understand that. But we both know your war will never end.
Damn. Man up. That's what he's doing.
You asked, why this design?
Giga chatted.
All my life I've been divided. Elf, human, mother, father, darkness, light. These dragons are the divisions that have defined my life. The two halves of myself. But I know now,
Shit, the pose.
I need not choose between them. I am greater than the sum of my parts. I am not half anything.
Shit. No, that was really cool. Man, these have been so damn good. The animation style of these things is absolutely crazy. I've been loving these. The way he used the light, I don't know where it was when he was in the out right here. I mean, this animation where he freaking goes flying and then summons the light like a freaking Super Saiyan Kamea. Oh my, look at this spirit bomb. Oh shit. And the explosions. I love this thing. This is really, really cool. I've been enjoying these a lot. Again, the way Blizzard's been working in these storylines, and they're much more hardcore, much more dark and gritty, much more like classic WoW stories, right? Where there isn't so much like a, I don't know, a happy ending or mommy and daddy love me. He didn't get that. At the end of the day, he kind of just manned the fuck up. And he was like, you know what, my mom and my dad, they got their shit going on, and they might not be the greatest parents in the world, but at the end of the day, I'm fucking Arator, bro. I'm giga chatted. I got my tats. I'm ready to freaking venture out and, you know, just dominate. Be a man. Head out on a journey. And that's what we're going to do with him in these quest lines. That's why I'm so excited, actually, to do these quest lines. Is it's going to feel like that Lord of the Rings going on an adventure through the old lands. Discovering new things in old places. And I'm really excited to go on this journey with Arator. I think he's going to be a really cool character. I think they're fleshing him out really nicely. I hope they give Anduin the same treatment. I do. Because Anduin, like Arator, you know, dealt with a broken childhood. He really did. Parents were gone. Mom died at a young age. Dad was fighting as a fucking gladiator who'd lost his mind for a long time. And Anduin honestly seems broken by it. Whereas Arator seems like he's not letting it define him. You know, instead, he's decided to embrace whatever the fuck has happened in his life and take it and make it a strength of his own and move on. So hopefully, you know, Anduin meets Arator at some point in the expansion. He learns how to, you know, deal with the shit that's in his past, kind of like Arator did, and he'll move on from that, much like Arator did. So really cool stuff. Snicker, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to our skirt. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the Prime 2 months. We'll get that out there. Thank you so much. And guys, really cool stuff. Love where the story's going. We'll see what happens going forward. Anduin was controlled in the mall. He was, yes, he was. Hopefully he learns to find, you know, strength and an ability to mentally overcome that. Anduin's definitely dealing with PTSD, right? He's dealing with PTSD from the war, you know, fractured childhood. He's dealing with a lot of shit, but I would like to see him overcome it. Can't wait to watch him die at the end of Midnight. Arator or Anduin? I don't know. They did say main characters will die in these coming expansions. Happy claps. These shorts are great. I really hope they make an anime. If they made a... Did you see the combat? How fucking cool the combat animations were? The sounds? I loved it when he was when he was dueling Lorthamar. Where was that? Yeah, right here. These were really cool scenes. I thought this was awesome. And I love the way Lorthamar, you know, he does his fucking elvish dance and shit as he's fighting. Such a cool, elegant way to fight. I think they captured that perfectly. Really cool stuff here. I love this. Yeah, great animated short. Definitely cool stuff. Anduin watched himself commit atrocities while being controlled by the Force. Arator's mommy and daddy didn't hug him enough. Okay, you want to say it's a different level of trauma. Yes, I agree. Definitely a different level of trauma. And at the end of the day, Anduin probably has more relation to Sylvanas, right? We saw in the cinematic here, right? Sylvanas being controlled by the Lich King and being sent around to do his bidding. I mean, this is fucked. She's going around just killing people. Look at taking out these mages one after another. Yeah, Sylvanas definitely being mind-controlled here, and you can tell she's completely mentally fucked. So maybe at his time in the mall with Sylvanas, he learns how to deal with some of this shit, just like he did, you know, previously. Just like how Sylvanas did. We'll see. But definitely cool stuff. Love this a lot, and that is all in terms of news.